Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Chris McGee alongside Danny Green and Big Game James Worthy. Got Allie and Mike Trudell down at the arena. The King returns. The Lakers get their third straight win over the Jazz. Big second half for the Lakers. They win that 73-54. They also had a 41-17 extended run during that third and fourth quarters. Great balance tonight, James. 60% from the field, a season high 140 points. Everyone involved, and did I mention LeBron James' 23rd season officially started? So a lot of good things.
Yeah, I think the best thing they did was they kept their focus. Coming home after a road trip, it's so easy to let your guards down a little bit. Utah coming in here with a great pace, with some players that put the ball up quickly. They didn't mind shooting the three. I thought George was hard, but they kept their poise. And I think a latter part of the second quarter, they started to pick up their defense, and the offense started to gel. And then the third quarter, the Lakers started to play the type of basketball they're capable of playing. Great contribution. Like you said, LeBron came in, really took his time, didn't try to do too much. But the guy that I really thought, for me, I mean, I know Luka did his thing, but I really like the way Ayton is really stepping in and starting to be consistent with this group. They're going to need him most of all. You know, Dalton, everybody else is going to do their thing, but I think Ayton, stepped up big tonight.
20 and 14, James.
Yeah. He was a guy I chose for shoot your shot.
Yeah,
that's right.
Take your shot, Danny
Green.
Green.
Look good tonight.
Go ahead and stand on that hill.
But yeah, I like what I saw tonight.
66% in the second half.
Yes, second half, it was a tale of two halves, because the first half, I think Utah kind of caught them off guard, punched them in the face, and they were controlling the pace of the game. And I'm like, if they stay at this pace, I don't know if Lakers can keep up, especially with LeBron James, Gabe Vincent, Marcus Smart coming back and still trying to get their legs back under him, and LeBron trying to get his lungs back. But yeah, second half, you could tell the experience kind of took over.
Yeah, it's also, keep going.
Yeah, they kind of outexperienced him, but Bron took his time, settled in, was aggressive, but offensively had a great floor game and didn't force it. Got his double digits, and then also got double digits assists. And again, the guy that I chose, DeAndre Ayton, played well. Austin Reeves, Luka did what they did, got to the free throw line. It was all around complete game for the whole crew and company. And I think the fun started happening when LeBron got everybody involved.
Don't ever let me take the ball from you. Just keep shooting, okay?
You're the man.
Listen, so you guys both nailed it before the game. When I asked you expectations of LeBron, how do you think he'll play, what style? You both said, listen, we're going to see the LeBron James we always see. But you also said, I think he'll feel it out in that first quarter, and then you'll see him start to pick his spots, and that's exactly what happened. James, 11 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, but the 12 assists, 3 owns. But James, that added attack downhill that you talked about, it was on display. The ball just moves. The Lakers all of a sudden are faster in transition, and it just looked good. But also, Big Game, the smile was on that face. Well, he was having fun. You could tell he was happy to be out there.
He's happy to be back, Geeter, and you're absolutely right, man. He brings extra dimension that, you know, we're just not used to on a nightly basis. He took his time. He let the guys flow. They've been playing well without him. He didn't try to disrupt that. He came in, played his game, and when it was time for him to attack, he did exactly what he did, mostly in the third, fourth quarter. But I think he loves this team, what he's seeing. He's always loves playing with, Austin Reeves, and I think Luka here now, and, the supporting cast. He feels really good about his teammates, and you can tell that in his performance tonight.
The great thing about him is, especially with this group, he doesn't have to score, but he's a weapon that can score if you need him to. So if he plays like this all year round and gets everybody involved, I see a lot of success throughout the season. But in the playoffs, we know we're going to need LeBron James, especially if you match up with the Denver Nuggets or Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah. You need another threat to score. But the fact that you're getting Jake LaRavia, easy baskets, Gabe Vincent, corner three, DeAndre Ayton, like, that is a fun team, fun season, to play with. If you get that type of LeBron James, it'll make it easier for everybody else around him, including Luka and Austin Reeves. But again, I know it's going to take some time, but they're going to need him to be that weapon at some point. And we know he's capable. He just has to prove it to himself throughout the season at some point.
Danny, I think you were the recipient of one of these crazy passes from LeBron. It might have been in a preseason game, but you said it was the most nervous you've ever been in the preseason because you have to hit that shot.
Yeah, he gives you an unbelievable pass.
When he makes these unbelievable
wide
passes,
open. Yeah. There's the most pressure in the world on a wide open shot from an unbelievable pass from LeBron James because the pressure's on you to hit the shot. And it was preseason. But I've gotten a bunch of passes from him that were kind of crazy, but that one was the wildest one, the most pressure I felt in a game that didn't count.
I just felt like we saw a lot of remarkable passes by him tonight. The guy I think that you brought up, James, DeAndre Ayton was probably just in heaven.
Yeah.
Right?
And he was shocked when he got some of those balls.
Yeah,
He's like a kid in a cookie store. I mean, he's got Luka Dončić to throw him passes. He's got AR to throw him passes. He's got LeBron. You know, a lot of guys can make the pass, but I mean, LeBron he's a safety net because he can come in and just allow people to play their games, and and then he can take over. I saw one play where I hadn't seen in a long time where he got it fast break. That's something that they miss. Him getting the rebound, putting the threat on the defense by taking it full, court. So, yeah, he's going to sit back, relax, and let it happen. And when he has to step up, he will.
I think the most important thing is he's allowing Luka to rest. He's allowing AR to rest. Like, they don't have to carry the offensive load of bringing the ball up the floor, starting the offense. Luka can sit out in the second half and not have to worry about I have to get back in the game right away because we're down or because we need offense. We need a ball handler. Same with Austin Reeves. When you have a third ball handler, a third quarterback that's that good, imagine having 3 Patrick Mahomes.
It's nice. It's a luxury.
It is a luxury. It's a good problem to have.
I also want to credit kind of just the way the whole team played tonight. Obviously, when LeBron James comes back, and it's been over a month, it's the first time he's never started a season. There's going to be a lot of talk of fitting in and all that stuff. And the guys just played their game, but I love the energy they had in that second half. Off the bench, too, whether it's Marcus Smart or Jake LaRavia, everybody that was kind of involved, Gabe Vincent back in the mix. But they just played their game and let LeBron kind of figure out when he wanted to do his thing because there's nobody better at figuring that out.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think if you go look at some of the bench players, a guy that I love, like you said, Jake, I think Jake is starting to really find the confidence of the coach.
Yeah.
He's the number one guy coming off the bench. But I take a look at Hayes. He picked up 15 pounds. You don't think about that much, but 15 pounds, he's stronger, he's quicker, he's reliable, he's a guy that can give you like second chance opportunities. We know what he does on the lob. I think his defense is better than it was last year as far as altering shots or affecting shots. He's not a great shot blocker, but he does put a lot of pressure on some of those shots.
If I'm a Lakers fan, I'm happy. I'm excited for what the future has to come. And with this group, I know it's going to be tough playing the Denver and OKCs. But once you get certain guys rolling, I think everybody's playing well right now. Yeah. But if they can get Marcus Smart confident behind that three-point line, this will be a very dangerous team. And there's not many teams outside of those two that I say that they can't beat.
By the way, credit to Utah Jazz, Coach Hardy, who you know
they've
real
been balling,
well.
man. They played hard, getting up and down, fast,
good
driving,
pace,
kicking.
Fun game.
And marketing, everybody got involved. It was a good, fun game to watch from both sides, and I was impressed. And even though I was watching Lakers, I was watching Utah's side as well and seeing how well that they executed. It didn't look undisciplined. It looked very disciplined basketball and like they were coached well.
By the way, Luka had 37 and 10. We haven't talked about him yet.
Easy.
Quiet 26 from AR. But time to hear from Coach J.J. Redick. We'll talk about those guys later. Brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
JJ, there was that stretch to start the fourth quarter, and I think in about 5 minutes, LeBron had 6 assists and almost a 7th when DeAndre tipped it back in. What were you seeing from him as he kind of grew in comfort quickly in the game, and just the DeAndre and LaRavia reacting? They hadn't played with him before, right? And he's kind of setting them up for buckets. What did you see from that, and how did that typify his night?
Just thought he played with the right spirit, very unselfish all night. Was a willing passer, didn't force it, took his drives and his shots when they were there. There's the defense is going to pay attention to him, particularly when he has the ball in the post, particularly when he's putting pressure on the rim. And I just thought he made a lot of great decisions tonight. Really good to have him back. And, it was a weird, not a weird game, but, it was a game that we kind of expected in terms of their movement and their shooting. This is a team that has scored over 150 points twice in the last 5 games going into tonight. Obviously one of those was a double OT game, but they can really score the basketball. And they're a different team to guard because of how much they run off ball actions. And, Markkanen is a fantastic player. You see him play in person, you game plan for him, and you do everything you can, and he doesn't get tired, and he scores 31. It's a tough team to guard, but I thought that's where we won the game. We challenged the guys at halftime. They had 71. It was 16 over what was the expected score. They made some tough shots in the first half, but the challenge was to guard. And, up until the last 3.5 minutes, we held them to 36 for that half. So, that's a credit to the entire group. And then, you brought up the passing to Jake and DeAndre, but I thought during that run to end the third, start the fourth. It was, it was Smart. It was Jake. It was Jackson. It was Gabe hitting a couple big threes. Like our 4 guys off the bench really helped us during that stretch.
What was better defensively in the second half? Like what was the adjustment, if any, or and how did kind of LeBron play?
I thought we were more physical. I thought the cadence of what they were trying to do, we started pattern recognizing a little bit, but the physicality was where it started. And we started honoring the game plan. Like we did to start the game. They made some shots and we just kind of overreacted. It's honestly very similar to the ways that Golden State bends you, where you're so concerned with them making jump shots that you just start making up rules, and all of a sudden there's a rip slip, and all of a sudden there's a layup, and all of a sudden there's a miscommunication. And I thought when we started the second half, they made some shots, but again, those were tough contested shots, and then we got into a nice rhythm defensively of getting stops.
JJ, we've spent a lot of time over these last 14 games talking about your team's energy and your team's spirit together in the way that, and obviously when you add a piece as big as LeBron, like it does sort of change the overall recipe. How did you feel about like the intangible sort of energy and attitude of your group tonight? And how did you feel it kind of like, I don't know if crescendo's the right word, but like kind of rise, throughout the game? Sorry, I haven't taken music in a while.
Yeah. After the game, just waiting on the guys to get back to the locker room, I think the word we were using as a coaching staff was our poise as a group. Not not overreacting, not pulling apart, problem solving, all that stuff in real time, and just continuing to play. And that at times was missing last year. And for us to get that on the first night was really good. Doesn't mean we're going to be perfect. It doesn't mean again, it goes back to the farmer thing. You got to water this thing every day. So, but it's good to see first game back with everybody healthy, just a collective spirit, a collective pull all in the right direction. It was good.
JJ, I know this was his first game for LeBron, but how long do you think it'll take him to get back into his peak condition? You guys have the next 4 days off before you can start playing again. Do you think it's going to take him a while? How was he feeling out there? Was he feeling gas, worn out, tired?
I thought it was better than expected. He was good. We wanted to keep him around 28. He played 29-37, and he would have been able to finish the game had we needed him. So I thought it was better than expected. But everybody's different. I don't expect him getting into peak shape or LeBron shape. I don't expect it to take long.
JJ, you mentioned this in one of your first answers, but it seemed like LeBron started to find his, we talk about scoring rhythm. It seemed like he found a passing rhythm, kind of maybe that late first, early second, playing out of the post. How much of that element can you guys just, I guess, add or implement to the offense, and what can that do for you guys, just LeBron in the post? And
yeah, I mean, we feel really comfortable with both LeBron and Luka in the post. I think DA is like a flasher to that restricted area is a good outlet for us because he's got such good touch. We got a lob to him in the first half when he was in the dunker, but I think he brings another dynamic in our post game as like we got the primary option, the guy with the ball. We got all our kick out stuff, but then he brings that third option in that sort of like mid paint area. He does that on his rolls too, in the pocket, whether it's a blitz or whether it's drop coverage. But we're going to post those guys. We like the ball with them, or we like having the ball with them either in the post or at the elbow. They're good decision makers, and they're going to generate good shots for us.
Reminder, next up for the Lakers, few days off, which is a nice break, by the way. Then it's the Jazz again on Sunday in Utah, Salt Lake City. Tip-off is set for 5. Of course, we'll have the post-game coverage, pre-game coverage starting at 4 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. We'll do halftime and post-game for you. Jazz Lakers again. We'll run it back. You don't see this stat line very often. LeBron James with more assists than points. 11 points tonight, 12 assists. LeBron James is back. Lakers win big, 140-125. More reaction ahead. We'll hear from the